Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ace again. I was gonna make this video earlier, but it took me a while to get a bunch of new instrumentals, but it's all good. I came here to talk to you today about this diet plan that can actually get you the gains that you want in the gym, whether it be to gain a bunch of muscle or lose a lot of weight and burn all the fat and get this perfect shredded ripped body that you've always wanted. Alright, let's hop right into this. So, I myself have not been able to do this since I've joined the military, mainly because the room that I have doesn't have a stove, and I'm not allowed to have those electric griddles that I would have otherwise used, so I'm kind of fucked. So what I've been doing is I've just been eating a bunch of fruits, vegetables, and usually like a beef patty for every meal, and that's pretty much been my diet, you know, and it's been keeping me slim. But the diet I'm about to tell you about is much better than that, and that's the steak and eggs diet. Now you may be thinking to yourself, steak and eggs, like it doesn't sound healthy at all. But just hear me out for a minute. First I'm going to tell you what the diet is and how to do it, and then I'm going to tell you how it works. And watch this video through because you're not going to be able to understand until I explain it completely. So, for the diet, what you're supposed to do is eat 3/4 of a pound to 1.25 pounds of steak and 4 to 5 eggs for breakfast, and then you eat the exact same thing for dinner. 3/4 to 1.25 pound of steak to 4 to 5 eggs. So you're eating. So what I did was I ate 1 pound of steak and 5 eggs for breakfast, and 1 pound of steak and 5 eggs for dinner. You don't eat any snacks at all, and all you can drink is water. And you do that for 6 days of the week. Due to my religion, I like to observe the Sabbath on Saturday. So what I would do was I'd start the process on Sunday. The 6 days would start on Sunday, and the last day of that would be Friday, and then Saturday would be the 7th day where I didn't have to do this. And on this 7th day, it's actually a cheat day where you get to eat whatever you want, whether it be ice cream all day to cake. Like, you can literally eat whatever the fuck you want this day, and it won't affect your body because you've eaten so well throughout the week, and I'll explain that later. So yeah, 6 days a week, steak and eggs, and the last day of the week, you eat whatever the fuck you want to eat, and then you start the process over again and do it over and over and over again. So, how does this work? Well, it's a ketogenic diet. You can do some research on ketogenic diets, but this is the way I like to explain it. The more fat the more fat you consume, the less fat your body will store. So if you're eating a bunch of fat and you're getting a bunch of fat in your diet, your body will no longer have to store fat for extra energy because it's getting plenty of fat already. It's as simple as that. That's why the diet works. When you're eating nothing but beef and eggs, all you're eating is saturated fat and protein. And saturated fat is actually the best fat you can eat. Don't let the FDA lie to you. Those fucking con artists. But yeah, you're eating nothing but saturated fat and protein, so your body stops storing fat completely and you just start building muscle. So it does that, but it also increases your testosterone, man. All that saturated fat and cholesterol that you get out of this diet, those are two of the main building blocks of testosterone. So you'll notice that you feel a lot more energetic and a lot more masculine while you're on this. I don't know how to explain this, but I always felt like my balls were always producing something. Like I could feel myself producing testosterone because I was eating all this shit. It's crazy. And every time I went to the gym, I was stronger than the last time, which was the day before that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will always gain when you go to the gym when you're on this diet because it's just natural protein. The fat is giving you long-lasting energy. And fuck. I'm fucking up. I should have put this on repeat. Whatever. Just bear with me. Damn, my elbow's still injured? That doesn't even make sense. Alright, anyway. So yeah, you'll have more energy than you ever had in your life. You may be thinking to yourself, well, I'm only eating 2 meals a day though. But beef and eggs, that's very satisfying. You know, you eat, like, I would eat that shit. I'd eat breakfast at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. A pound of steak and 5 fucking eggs. Like, that's a lot of food. And that would last me until like 6 o'clock in the evening, and then I'd eat again. And I wasn't hungry at all in between. Like, there was never a point in time where I was like, damn, I'm hungry. Like, this is hard for me to wait this long to eat. No, you will be full for that entire time. Well, you'll be satisfied for that damn long, for like 8 to 12 hours. The only hard part of the diet to me was the fact that it tasted the same every time I prepared it. Like, I would use a bunch of seasonings, I'd switch it up and shit, but at the end of the day, it tasted exactly the same every time I made it. So I had to get used to not enjoying food, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd go out with my friends, we'd go to like pizza joint or to restaurants and shit, but I couldn't eat anything unless they had steak and eggs. So if I did go to Waffle House, I was lucky because they do serve steak and eggs, and I would get my fix there. But when that's all you can eat, it gets old really quick, and you see all these good ass sweets and just snacks and stuff, and you want to eat it, but you know it's gonna fuck everything up. So I told you that it increases your testosterone and why it works. But let me explain something else to you, just in case you don't decide to do the diet. So yeah, what a lot of people don't know is it's not consuming fat that makes you fat. It's all the carbohydrates you get, all the refined carbohydrates that most people get in their diets these days. And if you didn't know, carbohydrates are actually sugars. They're made out of sugars. Some are made out of complex sugars. Some are made out of more simple sugars. And the refined carbohydrates a lot of us are used to eating are simple sugars. So when you eat refined carbohydrates, which contain those simple sugars, what happens is you'll get a short energy rush, and you'll have a lot of energy for a minute. But like 30 minutes later, after you finish digesting that shit, what happens is it makes you even hungrier because the sugar rush comes to an end, and your body wants to replace that feeling. So that's why the more carbs you eat, the more you're gonna keep eating. Try this yourself. Eat a Pop-Tart and then see if you're not hungry like 20 minutes later. If you keep eating carbs, you're just gonna keep eating carbs, and it's never gonna stop. And those simple sugars are gonna get converted into fat, so they're gonna get stored to your body. So stay away from carbs as much as possible. If you're gonna eat carbs, eat fucking vegetables. Those are carbs, but those are better for you. And fruits and stuff. And there's something else I was gonna say, I think, about this diet. Oh yeah. So my mom, I was still living with my mom when I was on this diet. I think this was the summer before I started my first year of college. And she was really concerned about me because she was like, there's no way this is healthy. You know, you're getting all this cholesterol, like you're going to have heart problems at a young age. And yes, that was something that's a reasonable concern. But actually, it turns out that your body already produces more cholesterol than it needs. So the more, I know a lot of y'all gonna have a problem with me saying this, but if you eat more cholesterol, what your body's gonna do is it's just gonna stop producing as much, so it evens itself out. But also, to stay on the safe side, you need to be getting plenty of exercise when you're on this diet. You need to be running a lot, at least 3 miles a day. You need to stay active and drink plenty of water. That's how you're gonna keep yourself healthy. And you'll notice the results really quick. Like I'm telling you, you do this for a week, and you'll be like, shit, this is more weight than I've lost in a month before. Also, I think I already mentioned that all you can drink is water, but you can get away with drinking black coffee as well. But let me tell you a few tricks of the trade that I learned doing this myself. You need to, instead of buying steak, buy ground beef, because steak is pretty fucking expensive. Like if you were to really eat 2 pounds of steak every day, you'd be breaking the damn bank. So just get ground beef. because ground beef, like, you can get like 5 pounds of ground beef for like $10. It's a lot cheaper. When I was using ground beef as opposed to steak, I was to be on the diet for an entire week. It only cost me like $50 a week. I think it was a little bit less than that. It was $40-something a week. So it's very affordable, because if you think about it, if all you're eating is that, then that means all you're doing is spending $40-something on food a week, which is a lot less than I used to spend. Because I know before I was spending like $200 on food every 2 weeks, but on this diet I'd only be spending maybe $200 by the end of the month if you added all the money I spent on it. But it's really cheap. So buy ground beef, and if you're gonna buy ground beef, get the ground beef with the most fat content. Meaning, if you can find just regular ground beef, which is like 73%, something and 27% fat, find that. But you're likely gonna find chuck, and chuck will work as well. It's just, since you're trying to lose fat by eating fat, I would just suggest finding the fattest ground beef you can find. Oh, I forgot to mention how to cook these things. You need to fry the ground beef and fry the eggs in butter, in real butter, not margarine, and fry it in as much butter as you want to fucking fry it in, because there's saturated fat in butter. So just have fun with this shit. Just fucking soak the shit in butter. It's fine. You'll be okay. I should have said that at the beginning of the video, but I was having a brain fart. And also, another trick I use to stay on this diet, you can get some gum, some sugar-free gum to chew on if you really want a flavor in your mouth, but you can't eat anything. That'll work. And also find some Crystal Light packets. Those no calorie. Yeah, I think there's no calories in them, and there's no sugar. So it's literally just flavor. You can put that in your water, and you can kind of cheat doing that, but it's not going to change anything. You'll still lose weight because there's no calories, no sugar in it. And yeah, the cheat days are really the shit. Like, I would look forward to every Saturday, because I knew I would get to taste Pop-Tarts and all that good shit again, cereal. And it really makes it worth it. Like, you'll find that when you go about a week without eating your favorite foods, you really appreciate eating them on that day. And it keeps it from getting old. So that's the steak and eggs diet. It was actually created by this old school bodybuilder named Vince Gironda. Look him up. He actually trained Arnold Schwarzenegger. But this dude's body was perfect, and he didn't do. This was before the days of steroids, and the way he achieved that body was by this diet. And he did this diet for years, like almost until the day he died. He lived to be 80 years old. So it just goes to show that this won't necessarily fuck up your health as long as you do it right. I'm almost certain I'm forgetting something, but I'm pretty sure I said everything. And at least if I forgot something, y'all know what the diet is named. You know who created the diet, so you can do research yourself. But I'm pretty sure I said everything. That's it on that. Take care.